One Nation. This is Zanis News. To present the news, my name is Faith Katai. The headlines. Lunte residents appeal for breach on RAUNA River. Bufwanyama new teachers assured land. And Chitambo District Commission died. Residents of Zakaria Chanda area in Lunte District have called on government to construct a bridge on the river, RAUNA River, which usually gets flooded during the rainy season. The bridge connects the area to the rest of the district. Sylvia Zulu brings us this report.
Lunte District in Northern Province has continued to receive heavy rains. However, this has come with its challenges as it has caused flooding of RAUNA River, resulting in children missing school as they failed to cross the bridge. The community has since urged government to construct a proper bridge to resolve the perennial problem of flooding.
Twababika pamabe olobabuka kuno kulunte kwena aona chafya kwena mwandina tuchula so tulelomba kubaza twafa ku public penya pa watu wa mishako no musebo fi na wena naona ikasana lista ya ibale senda fertilizer kwa kupaka maekwa ikile fertilizer so fertilizer yarisa digapo yarisa kwa 3 days abantu barisa mbokura rusho kura sendera fertilizer apa nomba fertilizer yarisa kwata kono kwata shortage apa pe so a government loreke sheri papa babo bari fo ayo kufira po ba shikuru bani kwena efu kuno kulunte na tukata problem pamana abana ba maskuru tureva sunsa fie so turefa government itwafweko inolodi bawamyeko kuno kulunte.
And when contacted, Road Development Agency RDA Northern Regional Manager had this to say.
RAUNA Bridge in Lunte District is marked for construction under the 2024 Road Sector and Plan. RAUNA is marked to be contracted out. So what we've done is we've already prepared the tender document, and we've since sent the tender documents to Saka, our headquarters, so that procurement can do the advert. So very soon we'll be inviting bids, so that bidders can submit their bids, and we expect that maybe that can be done first quarter, and maybe get into second quarter we'll maybe offer a contractor on site.
Reporting for Zanis, Sylvia Zulu in Lunte District.
Meanwhile, Rufunsa District Agriculture Coordinator John Lungu says about 75% of the over 21,000 hectares of maize planted in the area has been destroyed as a result of the dry spell. Mr. Lungu was speaking when Lusaka Province Minister Choma visited the district. More in this report.
Zambia is in some parts experiencing a dry spell, which has had a negative impact on most farmers. Rufunsa District Agriculture Coordinator John Lungu says the district has not been spared and has called on government for quick intervention.
We have been hit in a very, very hard way, and we are talking of, for now, 75% of the crop has been lost, especially that one, the ones that have tasseled. Through stakeholders and government, there is need for intervention, and this could be promotion of alternative livelihood options among the farmers.
Despite their crops being affected, Rufunsa residents have commended government for the measures it has put in place to uplift their livelihood.
Mwaona kilala chose chamene chachitika siku nokweka ya ni southern region. Sikuti ni kuno kweka ayai Mozambique kulichilala, Zimbabwe kulichilala, South Africa kulichilala. Kulipe kwa Amerika kuti uko yatie chabi pempele ku Mulungu ndiye mwini ndiye mene azangana kulife.
Titilizani musatinkiwe Lufunsa kuno ni vambili bamene tikali kufuna mwayiona chino chaka kulichilala. Chilala ichimonga amene bakambira kudala amene bachoka pano si chakuno kweka ni chaziko yonse.
Government has put up measures that will ease the situation.
That there's a drought now. and many people in their homes are going through a rough patch. But through the DMMU, I just want to reiterate and say, please, DMMU work together with the DC's office and to see if some relief food can be brought here.
The Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit DMMU will soon embark on collecting statistics of affected areas in the country and see how base people can be helped. Beatrice Infula for Zanis News in Rufunsa.
Still on agriculture news, Kitwe District Senior Agriculture Officer Brighton Makumba says the dry spell being experienced in the district has damaged the maize crop. Mr. Makumba said farmers may not harvest anything as the crop is extensively damaged despite frantic efforts by government to provide them with farming inputs on time. More in this report.
The dry spell being experienced in some parts of the country has left farmers devastated as maize fields have dried beyond recovery. This entails a hunger situation unless massive efforts are put to grow winter maize, as being suggested by government. In Kitwe, the dry spell threatens both the crops and livestock. Agriculture authorities are devastated after distributing government-subsidized farming inputs on time.
This is a Kitwe District, Makera Camp, and Kafiwe Block. So as the Kitwe District, most farmers got their inputs on time. They got their inputs in December and they started planting. So most of the farmers were motivated by the price of the maize, that was the floor price that was introduced by FRA. And most of the farmers came on board and they wanted to grow maize. And when the crop was planted, everything was okay. The onset of the rains was on time and farmers planted on time. So the crop was okay, but in January, in part of February, that's when we started having these dry spells. And basically, we call it a dry spell when the rains do not rain for a period of more than 10 days. And as we can see, this is what now farmers are going through. But we are compiling reports from all the camps in the district so that we are certain the extent of the effect. If the dry spells continue, it means that the effect on the production of the maize, or rather the yield, is going to be affected, because as you can see, most of the crop, it has reached at a stage where it is tasseling, and when the tassel is affected at this time, at this critical stage where the coping is supposed to start.
The livestock and fisheries sectors have not been spared too.
So currently we do have enough pastures for the animals because of the rains that we had in December and January. But then pastures don't grow at the same time. They grow at different times of the year. But if then this drought that is currently happening in the country, if it continues in Quito, we're going to end up with pastures not regrowing, the ones that are supposed to carry us over up to somewhere June when the pastures diminish in our district. So in the end, we'll end up having no food for the animals because they are going to overgraze. They will graze the normal pastures and they also end up uprooting the pastures up to their roots. And even as rains come later on, the grass will not be able to grow because it has been uprooted from the roots. Then also the water levels, currently the water levels are okay and the animals do have enough water to drink. But if this situation persists, we're going to have a situation where the water levels will be low and we won't have water for the animals to drink. And mainly for the animals to grow healthy, we'll need enough food, that's enough pasture, and enough water for them to drink. That's when we'll have healthy animals in our district. Then the drought continues. We're also going to encounter diseases that are also related to drought.
And the farmers are pleading to government to help them with food as they do not expect to harvest anything.
Twafuirishako fika tushifo wenga twafuirishako fakati benga tupera kodi mbikuti twali yako chapo tapaina ngofimi fakati twalawo moko pesa.
This dry spell, which can be attributed to effects of climate change, calls for a shift from sole dependence on rain-supported agriculture to irrigation to ensure food security when poor rainfall patterns are experienced. Liz Ngobeka reporting for Zanis in Kitwe.
Chief Shivuchinga of the Lamba-speaking people in Lufonyama district has pledged to offer land to newly recruited teachers who will be willing to serve and settle in his chiefdom. The traditional leader has noted that helping teachers with farmland is a way to supplement government efforts of motivating civil servants serving in rural areas. Chief Shivuchinga has observed that most young teachers shun remote places as they always request for transfers when they are sent to rural schools by government. He said this during a public meeting at Mutukuma Primary School in Lufanyama district. Meanwhile, Chief Mutukuma has urged parents to take advantage of government's free education policy by sending their children to school and avoid marrying them off at a tender age.
We need teachers who will be taken kwa Shivuchinga na kukuno kwa Mukutuma to go there and settle. Turefwa y'abantu abenga sumino kwikana na fwewo. Abantu turefwa mutuletere ba debs so that na fwewo ba Mukutuma. Let's empower them with land. So that ama teachers besunga baisa. Nafwa tuwapele nepa kulima. Teachers, if you are here, please don't just depend mu salary. Go kuri ba chief, get a piece of land.
Kankale chubakoselesh. Tuweshe abana ku maskulu kubusuwa new don government kuja muri bayichiyechi village gabati pali 2 years mfudo kutotela wati mu 5 years olo ile pafinga bale tupangira.
Visiting United Nations Development Program Regional Director for Africa and Assistant Secretary says there is need to tackle vices contributing to gender-based violence, GBV. The Secretary General, who expressed concern with the increased cases of GBV in Zambia, says there is need to deal with the root causes in mitigating the vice. Lakson Makosa reports that the Secretary General said this after visiting the One-Stop Anti-Gender-Based Violence Center in Chaminuka of Chisamba district.
I heard from my colleagues that you have been very, very supportive in providing the backbone support for the programs that the UN, under the leadership of our resident coordinator, is advancing here, promoting the well-being of women and girls. We're very proud of your championing this cause, not just by words, but in action. And I'm really looking forward to observing today what the community has done through your leadership and how the UN system has been supporting the initiative, and also to see what more we can do to really create the best conditions for those who are usually marginalized because of social norms or negative cultural practice.
We saw Zambia working very hard and working to change the laws and also to improve the policies to ensure that the environment for the vulnerable persons, mostly the women and the girls, are improved. And this I'm happy to mention that we are really working very hard, and the President is providing leadership, being the AU champion on ending child marriage. And we are going to show you the good works which the President has done.
You are still watching Zanis News. Minister of Technology and Science Felix Mutati says Northern Technical College should be one of the centers of excellence in the country, which equips students with modern workshop experience in light and heavy-duty vehicles. Mr. Mutati was speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of an extension workshop and human resource departments at Northern Technical College in Dola. We have details in this report.
Over 2,000 students are set to benefit from the $4 million project at Northern Technical College, which will see the construction of the extended workshop and heavy equipment repair departments. During the groundbreaking ceremony, Minister of Technology and Science has taken time to tour the institution.
And thank you for harmonizing the cooperating partners and for creating trust to the extent that they will facilitate the financing of the workshop and the equipment to the extent of around $4 million. That is the first point. Second point, equipment and buildings are insufficient if we don't have the heart. And the heart are the lecturers. We said 6, but introduced me to a young lady, lecturer, who has been in heavy duty automotive. So I said, 6 you select. The 7th one is a minister's choice because she's a girl doing heavy duty equipment.
Northern Technical College principal is delighted with planned modernization of the workshop by government.
Guests of honor, sir, we want to take this opportunity to lobby government agencies, parastatals, and private organizations to support this initiative by contracting NOTEC to service and repair their vehicles once the workshops are completed. We further request the city, municipal, and town councils across the country to invite NOTEC to help them maintain their old and newly acquired fleet of heavy equipment. We are ready to partner with them and help them to train their operators in service and maintenance and upskilling of their mechanics in expertise such as you saw, Honorable Minister, the hydraulics and the pneumatic systems, which are not taught anywhere else other than here at NOTEC.
However, United Nations Industrial Development Organization representative says the extension of the workshop and heavy equipment repair department is cardinal for the sustainable development and economic empowerment.
We embarked on construction of 2 modern vocational training facilities here in the heart of Zambia. These aren't merely buildings, they are the groundwork for a future where Zambian youth are equipped with the skills necessary for success in the global economy. Through modernised curriculum and practical training, we aim to bridge the gap between education and employment, fostering a workforce that is both skilled and innovative.
We'll make sure expands the students' knowledge here. And I'm also very happy for the minister. The minister said that they will send almost 6 lecturers abroad here so that they can get the much needed skill, so that they can give that skill to the students here at Northern Technical College here.
Jacqueline Moba for Zanis in Ndola.
In business news, the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Skills Development and Entrepreneurship Project Manager Maxwell Mumba says the project is meant to contribute towards job creation through initiatives like value addition to raw materials. Mr. Mumba says the Skills Development and Entrepreneurship Project also seeks to promote gender equality, thereby reducing poverty in the country. Mr. Mumba said this shortly after a media tour of the Chipata Industrial Yard in Eastern Province. Here is a report.
The Industrial Yard, a symbol of Zambia's dedication to nature entrepreneurship, is anticipated to act as a catalyst for job creation and economic growth. Government has built 8 industrial yards across the country, with 3 operational ones, including the Chipata Industrial Yard in Eastern Province. The project manager for Skills Development and Entrepreneurship Project supporting women and youths under the Ministry of Small Medium Enterprise Development, Maxwell Mumba, visited the industrial yard.
The fundamental goal of this project is 1, to contribute towards job creation. Number 2, to promote gender equality. Number 3, of course, everybody is expecting that we are going to reduce somehow poverty. So if you read, the name of this project is Skills Development and Entrepreneurship Project supporting women and youth. And we are focusing on women and youth. So we're talking about job creation among youths, and then we equalize some of the inequalities that exist in our society, and eventually we can see women and youths also catching up with men, and therefore poverty would be reduced. We are not saying we will eliminate it, but we can actually contribute towards this reduction. This is an initiative towards industrialization of our economy, and therefore it provides an opportunity for the people of Chipata and generally the people of Western Province to come and participate in this in the transition agenda. But most importantly, it's an avenue for empowering the citizens.
And Mr. Mumba further explained how the facility can be sustained.
These facilities are not absolutely free, but what we're looking for is to somehow find the right mix so that what we charge does not disadvantage the businesses. It shouldn't be too costly for them because we'll be killing them. At the moment, we are charging 3,000 kwacha per 100 square meters. So we're talking about 30 kwacha per square meter. That was from research, but we've received a lot of complaints. In any case, what we want to look at is finding a price that is also going to contribute towards the sustainability of these facilities.
Meanwhile, an SME operating at the Chipata Industrial Yard thanked government for the facility.
I think as an entrepreneur, I think I appreciate so much because I think there's been a difference. There's been a major difference since I came here. So I would like to appeal and appreciate the government that they should continue putting up such infrastructure to help upcoming entrepreneurs like me. I know there are so many out there. I'm not just the only one. Others are into processing of honey, as Mr. Mumba had mentioned, sunflower and the like. So I think the government is on the right course and they should continue putting up such infrastructure. We have equipment that we're able to do neat and perfect work. So that has been able to even polish up the work that we're able to do, in turn bringing more customers.
Muna Chivende for Zanis in Chipata.
On a sad note, a 27-year-old man of Lilondo village in Shangombo district has been shot dead at his home by unknown people. Western Province Commissioner of Police Mukoka Chileshe has confirmed the incident to Zanis and identified the deceased as Masie Mukena, who sustained bullet wounds on both hands, chest and stomach. Kashweka Sakaimbo brings us the details.
Somber moment in Shangombo district as a 27-year-old man, Masie Mukena of Lilondo Ward, was shot dead on 18 February 2024. The commanding officer, Western Province, Mukoka Chileshe, confirmed the incident in a statement sent to Zanis. He said the victim sustained bullet wounds on both hands, chest, and in the stomach. Father to the deceased narrates the incident.
So me and my wife were just having our supper there when we just heard the gunshot sound, and then we ran here to see if what happened. We just came to see that our son was just in the pool of blood. Yes, he was screaming, and then just after screaming once, then he collapsed and he died. So
Mwanangi sito dipai sine panopo nele nombwa kungani tambane kupi hinga komoki kwisa eni adini pe anangi.
I relied on my son in everything, clothes, food, whatever, but this time around you have left me stranded.
Lipeta Lizina, Lilondo Ward Area Councillor, calls for enhanced security.
And this is not the first time of this happening. The same guy who is dead now was shot in November. So from that time, although there are some measures which has been taking place, but we haven't seen them necessary. This is why they have found another chance of coming to finish the guy whom they started. So we are appealing to the government to come on board, to come and help us.
Police in Shangombo district are presently investigating the heart-rending episode as the body laid to rest today. Kasweka Sakaimbo reporting, Shangombo district, Western Province.
Finally, in the news, Chitambo District Commissioner Evans Chola has died in a road accident after his vehicle carried off the road. Central Province Permanent Secretary Muna Mwanakampwe has confirmed the demise of the District Commissioner during a media briefing. Mr. Mwanakampwe says the District Commissioner met his fate this morning when the vehicle he was traveling in carried off the road and threw him out of the vehicle between Golonga and Chengelo area. He said the late Mr. Chola was on his way to Kawe for the Provincial Development Coordinating Committee meeting scheduled for today. Mr. Mwanakampwe has, on behalf of the government, sent a message of condolences to the Chola family and the United Party for National Development, UPND.
With a very heavy heart that I
today, the 27th of February 2024, wish to announce the passing on of our District Commissioner for Chitambo, Commissioner Evans Chamachola, who died as a result of the road traffic accident that happened between Kolonga and Chalata in the early hours of today, owing to the fact that his vehicle careened off the road and he was thrown off the vehicle, and upon reaching Mukushi District Hospital, he was pronounced dead. As government, we commiserate with the Chora family, the UPND bigger family, and wish to state that this untimely death only teaches us one thing, that life belongs to God, and that at an opportune time, He takes away.
That item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the headlines. Lunte residents appeal for bridge on Luangwa River. Lufanyama new teachers assured land. And Chitambo District Commissioner dies. That's all we had for you on Zanis News. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, this has been Faith Katai. Thank you for watching.